Hello my Owlettes, and welcome back to another video. This video is going to be a really, it's a flip through video of my January of 2023 of this year. So as you can see, this is very fluffy. It's actually January and February is in this book, but I'm still working in February. I have some writing to do, and so I will be doing January. I'll be doing each month a separate flip through. Now, I had a question about, like, what, because the decorating is absolutely fun, but what do you write, right? So, right. So, I'm going to go through and just kind of tell the stories of what I wrote about in each book, in each day, so that way you can kind of get an idea of what I write. Now, this is my creative daily journal, so this is something that is just information. I do share some in-depth things, but a lot of times it's a story a day. But I have my personal journal, which I sit down and just write, you know, thoughts, everything that, personal things. This has personal things too in it, but this is more like just like a dear diary, I guess, so to speak. It's where I download everything out of my brain, or I try to, and then that way, and then this is like kind of like where where I keep all my daily activities, or, you know, whatever's going on in life. So let me show you what I do. Okay, so this is again, this was January. I know I discussed putting a year in because over time I have a tendency to be like, now what year is this? Because I've been doing the creative journaling in a composition book. I think this is like my second year. So I started in 2021, and yeah, so okay. So being that it was January 1st, this is the BBG girl. I created a pocket here. I always do an intro page typically. Let me get this in vision here. I always do like an introduction video because I do have these stickers in my shop. I call them BBG girls because they're called Big Brave Girls, and what that means is that typically they are big stickers. They're kind of designed to go into a creative daily journal that is a pretty larger size, because I do have smaller stickers, but these are the bigger stickers that I use in my journal. So there she is. And then this page I was going to kind of fill it up. I could still come back and put some stickers in. And this is a picture of my vision board for the year. So I did take a picture of that. And I probably need to talk about the journal, what exactly this picture is. Because I kind of view it, I kind of look at it from different, yeah, I need to come in and journal this page. Because I look at it from a vision of, in 2 or 3 years, of when I come back and look at this, or somebody else looks at this picture, it tells it right now to me, but, you know, and probably it would in a few years, but being that really and truly it just looks like my desktop. Okay, so January 1st, I talk about waking up. I always make cabbage and black eyed peas, and we usually do venison, fried venison, but I woke up early that morning, and I said, such a weird start to the new year. I woke up starving, so I went by myself to Whataburger. Rebecca, Brazos' bestie, stayed the night last night. Pokey and I fell asleep early. They did come in at midnight with juice and wine cups. I had my glass of water, and we cheered in the new year. Some of the area shot fireworks off. We made the traditional cabbage and black eyed peas. We also had steak grilled out. Oh, I guess we grilled out steak. Everything was delicious, and we all sat together as a family. So that was nice. And then this is just some random pictures that I took of, like, kind of like a little area for January. And then me and Brazos working in our planners. This is kind of a tradition that we do, where we sit down and we go through and we write in our birthdays and holidays and stuff like that. On this next page, I think I might have showed this picture, but it's this little raccoon, and it was on Instagram, and the little raccoon was like catching the snowflakes. It was the cutest little thing I've ever seen. And then of course I cut this clock out from a magazine. It's just to show time, you know. It says, back to work and back to the normal schedule to things. Trying to get a schedule going, feeling a bit dysfunctional. So many things I want to get started and figured out, but not sure where to start. And then, of course, I talk about the entry. The little raccoon. Sorry, entry. Okay, woke up this morning craving chili, so I made a pot of chili and made it into Frito pie topped with cheese. I'm having all the feelings of romanticizing my life to create a meal, sit down at the table, and read my book while I eat. That was my word of this year, is recreate, and it's to give new life or refresh. Refresh by means of relaxation and enjoyment as to restore physically or mentally. I tell you what, that word has been very fitting this year. But again, it's not like I wrote about the whole day. I cut the packaging from the chili mix and then the Frito bag that I had, and so I put that in there. And I just talked about a story, you know, what was happening that day. So back to school. Here's Brazos. She looks so unenthused, and she's making her smoothie. And it says, doesn't Brazos look excited to get back to school? Ha ha. She is making her smoothie for the day. I bought her the smoothie drink maker for New Year's goal to eat healthier. Now that the holidays are over, it's time to start really planning Nancy Drew retreat. We are 4 months away. Yeah, so that's when I was really going, okay, now time to start the retreat. And then we had a party at work, and this was a wrapper from one of the candies. And then I just have a picture of the party at work, and then it says, I'm really trying to embrace a more peaceful and slow living. Yes, I've been watching lots of YouTube about cottage living. So I called John, and I said I wanted to walk to the back. We have a very small wooded area, so Pokey, John, and I walked to the back, and look who followed us. The cows. So much for a peaceful walk. The baby calves followed out of curiosity and waiting to be fed. So, you know, I guess in retrospect, that could be very peaceful cows coming up, but they kind of are a little intimidating too. So, okay, Friday the 6th. Again, you know, not a lot of detail, but a story. Brazos left school today at 3:45, right after school to head to Waco for area competition. They made it to Waco to main event, an entertainment game place at 7:45. The competition is tomorrow. And then Saturday the 7th, had a wonderful time listening to a Zoom call with Susan Branch, my heroine. She is such an amazing artist and author, and enchanted. I don't know if that, maybe I should have put enchanting. Brazos made 15 out of 20, but beat everyone in her region. A win in her book. Yay, go Brazos. Oh, I see what I did. So I just came down here. It says, an Enchanted Book Club hosted event. Felt so inspired, had to dress cute for the occasion in my Peter Pan collar and pink enamel pen. So I took a picture of that. Okay, so that's what I did. I kind of had this was a different story. I should have kind of blocked that off, but hooray! Sunday the 8th, this is the day before Brazos' birthday, so we celebrated since it was on Sunday. Celebrated Brazos' birthday at Alexandria's in LaGrange, Texas. Brazos invited her friend Rebecca. She is family to us. I stopped by H-E-B first and picked up cheesecakes, Brazos' favorites, and food was good and dessert was good. That's us at the restaurant and eating cheesecake. I remember John was so uncomfortable about me bringing the cheesecakes in. I'm like, people do it all the time at restaurants, you know, for birthdays. Okay, so this is her happy birthday, 17. Happy birthday, Brazos. Wow, 17 years old. So after school, she ate dinner at La Fuentes with friends. This is her. She sent me a picture. I always have my kids send me pictures so that I can put them in my journal. And it just says she looks so happy growing up. And then, okay, so this is Tuesday the 10th. Finished up the December daily journal and created a flip-through video. So happy to have the journal complete. Painting the February girl art for January 15th release. Really incorporating birds in my art. talked to Connie, and we plan to visit Vermont during our crafty trip to Maine. So excited. A dream come true. And then I found this old yo-yo, and so I took a picture of it and sent it to my son. He went through a phase of playing the yo-yo all the time. So, oh, and then here we go. So I sent that picture, and I like to put past memories in books as well, especially when it involves like my kids and stuff, because they grow up so fast. And then on this one it says that I sent her to the I sent Brazos to the grocery store and she picked up, and I just kind of put a list of stuff that we needed. And then on Wednesday I broke this into 2 days because not a whole lot went on. And this is we went on a morning walk, and there's a deer in the couple deer in the background, which I think is really neat. And then our neighbor's dog always comes too. She's part of our family as well. And then, oh yeah, and I talked about, we have that goat. I don't know if you guys been here with me that long, but the goat kind of came and, what's the word I'm looking for? Adopted the cows. So he was part of our cows, and then, anyway, those cows left, and so then he moved in with the neighbor's cows. And then Maggie is, during the summer, our little gray cat, she's outside all the time. During the winter, she finds different places to sleep. In this case, she's sleeping on top of the wash machine inside the laundry basket. So, yeah, so that was her. And then I talk about, I've been thinking about this for years. I want to go to barista school. There's one here in Texas, but it's very expensive. But I'm kind of like still on the radar that I want to do that. Okay, so this is Friday the 13th. Ugh, we have our COVID-19 test. I haven't listened to this well, I take that back. I did listen to it a couple weeks ago. This used to put me to sleep during these months, and so it's it's on YouTube. It's like jazz music in a cafe, and so I usually play this at night. And it's raining. Tell me if that's just not perfect. Oh, perfect. But sometimes I put that to help me go to sleep, and also sometimes I do it with Pokey because just to get him to chill. Oh, and then I picked up my tags for my vehicle. I was 5 months behind. Yeah, that's me. Late. But anyway, it talked about Braz is having COVID-19, which tested positive, so that was that story. Saturday the 14th, just a chill weekend. Worked on getting kit ready for release. Tomorrow sent emails for Valentine's swap. Brazos is feeling good, not much going on. So again, just kind of some pretty little things that I love, and some quotes that I love. Let's see here. Okay, so love Big Kit went live, sold out so quick. Thank you guys if anybody ordered that. I always love it when the kits sell out. It just makes my day. That means I feel like y'all liked them. You know how it's interesting because I've been doing this for what, 6 years, and I still, every time I upload it or come up with ideas, I'm like, did they like the kit? I hope it sells. Every time. But I started my one little word journal, and then I am always looking for different cafes and bookstores to visit, and I found one in Hadley, Massachusetts, so I always kind of put that in there. And actually that's going to be something that I'm going to start writing in my commonplace journal, because when I get to Massachusetts, or if I plan, just like we're planning this trip to Vermont, I like to kind of have a list of things that I want to go see and do if I ever get in that area. And so yeah, I need to put stuff like that in my commonplace journal. And the commonplace journal, I'm going to probably do a video on. I haven't started it yet. I'm gathering some things, so I think I'm going to get it started, and then I'll show you guys kind of what I'm putting in there. But it's one of those journals that will kind of be around, you know. I have a dream journal too that was meant for that, but this one's a lot smaller. So anyway, we'll go into that. Maybe I'll show you guys the dream journal too. I haven't worked in that in probably a year maybe, but a dream did come true out of that one because I put Stowe, Vermont in there, and I'm going, and I'm so excited. But anyway, okay. MLK, day off, all of us. Braz has set up the queen size blow-up mattress to sleep on it while she's been sick. Pokey loves that blow-up mattress. That's like her, he is in doggy heaven. That's exactly what yeah. Every time we put it up, he loves it. And then it says, I found, this is like a little tag that I picked up. I found a wooden heart, red. It's just a plain red wooden heart from, I should have took a picture of the front door with it on there, but that's okay. From Dollar Tree, and it's one of the neatest things Susan Branch said in this past Zoom meeting was adding a wreath to your door, you're actually giving your neighbors a happy thing to look at. And I love that idea. Like, it's because I love seeing wreaths on doors, and it's like, it's not only pleasing to you, but it's pleasing to, you know, people that drive by or walk by or see it. So, and then of course I put in 21 ways to romanticize your life, 27 ways, and then I put in a quote by Martin Luther King Jr. Just to in celebration of his day. And then Tuesday I just tipped in this old postcard. And nice walk, went on a walk. Oh, but I embrace, believe me, we're in the summer now and I totally get it. I embrace the nice days because summer is dreadful. And we are in the dreadful dog days of summer right now. Not a whole lot going on, so Wednesday the 18th just got a little tip in. Annual Valentine's swap package is ready to go. So I just kind of, and again, I mean, not a whole lot's going on, but those are things that I'm doing, like crafty things. I think that's important, you know, to just kind of even put information or things that you're doing in that may be, you know, the mundane. Now, I don't think this is mundane because I love putting together little happy meals, but, you know, just the day-to-day things. And then I talk about receiving this book from Susan Branch. I finally ordered it. It's been it was on my list to order for a long time, and I have it out all the time because what I say? Oh, this will be a book that I reference for the rest of my life, seriously, filled with quotes for life. And so yeah, it's going to be on my desk. It's right now, it's on my bedside table, so it's definitely going to be one of those books that I have out all the time. Friday the 20th, happy Friday. This is a picture of Braz's. I got her a big squishmallow hippo. She loves hippos, and then so did her boyfriend. So she has these two extremely large hippos. What are they called? Squishmallows. Squishmallow hippos. They're so squishy. They are so squishy. I even put that in there. And then Poke, loving his rides. I think my husband sent me this picture where he was in his little sweater going on a ride, and then I took him on a ride too. He loves looking out the windows going on rides. Saturday the 21st, Brazos' boyfriend came over. They played games. I had a hair appointment, which I'm surprised I didn't take pictures of it. And then this is again a little Susan Branch, How to Write a Diary. I love that. And I guess I must say Whataburger. I don't remember eating Whataburger, but I didn't write about it, so I guess I did. And then Sunday the 22nd, this is where Brazos and I had a fun little tea to plan out Nancy Drew. I made Snippy Doodle bread recipe from Susan Branch. Oh, it was so yummy and so simple, you guys. And then this is a little tuck spot that I did where I'm kind of like, this is like personal, something that I included because although it's like, it's not something that I guess want right out, but it's definitely something that's going on in my life. And so I always kind of create like a little tuck spot for things like that, or maybe hide them in an envelope or something. Just so it's kind of personal. Like if I want to, someone wants to look at my journal and I'm like, oh yeah, of course, look at it, because I love inspiring others to work in a journal, to keep a journal, to play, you know. Sometimes you may not want, you know, some stuff just blatantly out there to be read. And then I just kind of have some, this is just like a double tip in, and then we can make our plans, but the Lord determines our steps. I put a quote in there, and then I have some other quotes that I just added to this page. It looks like this was the year of the bunny, so I just kind of put that in there. And then on Monday, the 23rd, is I have these pictures of the little golden books where I'm just selecting them out for the summer, spring kits that came out. And then I also have a picture of the ephemera kits. And I think this is important because then you can kind of show kind of what you're doing in your life. I mean, what's important, what's happening, and this is important and to me. And so yeah, just document it. And then it says, oh, another walk. We were really doing some walking then. We haven't done that in a while. It's just so hot, and I worry about the pavement too. But yeah, went for another walk. He loves his little walks. And then oh, this is me having my Valentine stuff out on my desk. And so I have a picture of my desk here. Loving the desk. Because I put it up against this window and I really love it. And then this talks about, oh, okay, so for this particular one, Pokey's going on a walk. You can only say so much about going on a walk. It's sweater, weather, you know, I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of things to talk about. So what I did was I went in here and I wrote about conversations with my son, and he's always trying to help me with my YouTube channels, and he's like, oh, have you heard of Mr. Beast? This is what our conversation was about. And then we were just talking about it. Let's see. Oh, so anyway, yeah, so I'm just talking about YouTube channels and what I'd like to do, and then where Zach is. So it's just some random business, but that is part of what's going on in life. And I think that's very important because a lot of times I do text messages and I don't document it, and it's like, what was Zachary doing during this time? Because we talk several times a week typically. Now when school starts, it's like one time a week, but we will text back and forth because I'm always like, are you okay? What's happening? And you know, he'll say, oh, I've been so busy, etc., etc. So yeah, so this is definitely something that I think is very important, and I have to remember myself to document that. Okay, on the 26th, I started decorating the house for Valentine's. Got this bookshelf all dressed up with red, white, and hearts. Oh, okay, Zach recently messaged me about the top bookstores in America, and one is in Ole Miss. So that was something that, you know, he loves bookstores too. We always try to, when he's in town, we always go to a bookstore. But he was saying that they were like this article about the top 20 bookstores in America, and so that it was one that was in Oxford, which is where he's at. So Friday the 27th, let's see. Oh, I just have this picture of myself, and it says it's Friday. I don't mind driving into Austin to work. Typically traffic visits and isn't that bad. And it just talks about inside I'm struggling, decisions need to be made. Because I'm going through some personal things in that picture. And that's what kind of reminds me. It's like I look so happy, but inside, you know, you're always having, you know, there's struggles, you know. So, and then it talks here about our neighbor's dog, Midnight. She's up on our bench. She always comes over. I give her treats and water and food because she's always coming over. And then this one is Brazos had a performance in Bastrop, and then I talk about what this is. I love this. And then this is just like a little pocket I made for the actual program, and then I put this little paper clip here. But I love this program. It's because they play different music, and it's like all these kids in the region, so you have different schools that are performing with not just her school, but all the different schools in the region. And I just talk about that, what it is exactly. Instead of just saying, oh, Brazos had a band concert, I kind of go into a lot more detail so that I know in a few years, or shoot, in a few months, what this concert was about. On Sunday, the 29th, I remember not a whole lot was going on that day. Again, Zachary, my son, sent me this random photo. And this is one that tells a story about the photo. So, and I'll read it to you guys. It says, I love receiving random text messages from Zachary. He sent me this photo of Promised Land milk. This is the milk that is always in the house on Christmas morning. I love that he is sentimental and remembers the things I try to make days special. So I always try to make, especially Christmas and different holidays, make them, you know, special. And I love that and that's what he was showing me. He's like, oh look, I got Promised Land, and it's in a small container probably, and I'm drinking it, which kind of surprises me because he's a little bit lactose intolerant, but he does splurge and deals with the consequences, I guess. But anyway, I just love that he, those are the kind of things that we send each other, and it's a good documentation, you know. So I love it. I love that I included that in this month. And then obsessed with Pinterest lately. It's funny because we're in August right now, and I'm still been obsessed with Pinterest and making boards. And I need to go through and clean up a bunch of stuff because I've been on Pinterest for years, and a lot of that stuff is kind of irrelevant now, or I won't use it again, or something like that. So, but anyway, I just love looking at different things that I would love to do at my house. And then also this cute little outfit with these patches. I just loved it. And so I love looking at fashion too. Funky fashion on Pinterest. And then Braz's, I saw this little to-do list that she had, so I included that. Any kind of like things that they write down, or maybe even schoolwork or something like that. But this is like her to-do list around the house. And I said, I have to laugh while I'm, what does it say? Dreaming of decorating a fantasy home. Brazos is making a to-do list to clean this house. It does need some good spring cleaning, or I guess almost spring cleaning, because yeah, you know, it's just like, okay, let's get the dust bunnies out of the corners, etc. So yeah. And then our last day in January is Tuesday the 31st. And I colored in these little icicles. These little blue things are supposed to be icicles because we were going to be getting, time to get cozy and ready to stay indoors. The weather looks like ice and snow is heading our way. I don't mind as long as we keep electricity. That can be rough. Luckily, we do have a fireplace, which I didn't even really like writing that because I embrace this weather. But again, we down in Texas, or I say in Texas, we're not used to cold weather, so anytime that there's like a lot of ice, cold, whatever, like this one in particular, people were out electricity for days in Austin because the weight of the trees breaks. I mean, 100-year-old trees were knocked down. It's just, we're not used to this weather. It doesn't happen every year, so when it does, it's like things just get crazy. And it may still do that up north. I have no idea, but I just know that here in Texas, it's always power lines down. I mean, they were working on it forever. So, and then this photo of the fence, I kind of did a close-up, and I love the background of the barn and everything, but the rain collected and dripping. This, I love that. This is like my cloudy, drainy. Oh, I said this weather is my love language. Yes, it is. So that is it. That's my month of January in my journal. So I'm going to wrap this video up so you kind of know exactly what I document, how I document. You can see all my decorations. And then this one goes through, oh, actually this one has some of March in it too. Let's see. Like Tuesday. Okay. This one has some of March. So I'm going to come look at February. And it's so funny because look at January and then look at February. It's like I really like embellished the sides. Very much so. So I'm going to work on February because I want to do this in chronological order instead of like jumping around like, oh, here's March. So this is January 2023, and then my next video flip through will be of February 2023. So I've got, like I said, I've got some writing to do and filling in, so that will take me a little bit of time, but I hope to have all of this done by the end of the year so that I can wrap up 2023 and feel very happy that it's been documented. Alright, you guys, thank you so much. I hope you enjoy this video. If it's too talkative, just remember that probably my flip throughs will be like that. Just so that you get an idea of what I'm writing and what I'm documenting, because I know a lot of times I just come in and decorate and not ever really write, just because I feel like I have to kind of be in a different train of thought, you know, when I write, you know, like I don't want to have the TV on. I try to, but decorating, heck yeah, put in a movie. I love it. But writing, sometimes I need to just have quiet time to be able to really write, so that way my sentences make sense and I'm not jumping all over the place. But alright, you guys, y'all have a super sparkly rest of the day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.